Librarians, what's the weirdest thing someone has left in a book? I worked at the city library for a few years during college, mostly shelving books and helping at the front desk. Most days were predictable, quiet people studying, the occasional kid running down the aisles, the sound of pages turning, but sometimes the weirdest things would pop up in the strangest places. One day, I was reshelving some books in the adult nonfiction section. I pulled a random biography off the shelf and opened it, expecting nothing out of the ordinary. That's when I found a photograph tucked between the pages. It was small, maybe 4 by 6, and it was of 2 men, naked from the waist down to their knees. They were posed like a professional portrait, but obviously not something you'd expect to find in a library book. I just froze for a second, then carefully put it in an envelope to give to my supervisor, Linda. Linda didn't even flinch. She took it with a small sigh and said, "You're just starting. You haven't seen anything yet." I felt like I'd walked into some secret level of library weirdness I wasn't prepared for. After that, we all became a little more cautious when reshelving random books, but the strangest thing didn't stop there. Over the next few months, my coworkers and I started noticing bones, chicken bones, drumsticks, sometimes entire bones, other times just knobby ends, just lying on the shelves between the books. It started with 1 or 2 in the history section. Then we found some in the fiction aisles, fantasy, mystery, even the poetry corner once. No wrapper, no napkin, just straight up bones wedged in between hardcovers and paperbacks. At first, we thought it was some kind of prank.
I mentioned it to Greg, one of the other shelvers, and he shrugged. Maybe someone's really hungry and doesn't want to get caught. But it kept happening. Every week, without fail, at least one new chicken bone appeared somewhere in the stacks. Sometimes it was just a tiny drumstick tip, sometimes the whole thing. We had no idea how anyone was managing to eat that much chicken in the library without getting noticed. The place had security cameras in the main areas, but not all the stacks, and whoever it was seemed to know how to stay hidden. One afternoon, I was shelving in the back corner near the rare books section, and I saw something move out of the corner of my eye. I turned, but no one was there. A second later, a bone slid out from between the shelves like it had been kicked. I stared at it for a moment, then sighed and just picked it up, wondering how anyone could be so committed to secretly eating chicken while pretending to study. My supervisor, Linda, eventually got tired of it. She held a small meeting with the staff and said, if anyone finds the person eating in the stacks, just make them clean it up themselves. Of course, we never found anyone. No fingerprints, no leftover napkins, no evidence aside from the bones and occasional wrappers we'd find hidden in books. I started joking with the other shelvers, like maybe there was a ghost who really loved chicken, or maybe some mysterious regular was quietly eating an entire buffet in the library every week. It became kind of a running gag. Anytime we found a new bone, someone would yell, "Another victim!" Even now, years later, I still remember it. The photo, tucked into that biography, and the mysterious chicken bones scattered across the stacks. Weird enough to make anyone question what people do in a library when they think no one's watching. It was bizarre, gross in a funny way, and completely inexplicable. The library was supposed to be a place of knowledge and quiet study, but somehow it had become a secret chicken haven for someone very sneaky.